on the third episode of the Diaries of a Journalist. And I am in a very, very special place right now that I love dearly in Northern California, Mount Shasta right behind me, for those of you that have never been here. This is a really, really special in that I came to the first time almost 2 years ago. And it is a mountain that has transformed my life, shaped me, and I've had many spiritual experiences here, very powerful and transformative experiences. Um, but before I go into that and share a little bit more about Mount Shasta, I am going to be speaking today about the challenges that journalists oftentimes face while out on the streets, and how we were trained to basically become one-man bands. And what that means is nowadays a journalist, instead of simply focusing on storytelling or going live on camera, they are doing the role of at least 5 different people. So a one-man band basically means you're doing your own storytelling, you're doing your own production, you're doing your own coordination of interviews. You are recording yourself live on the streets, or pre-recording yourself live on the streets, which also means you're carrying your own equipment, camera, microphones, lights, etc., everything you need. And you are doing the role of 5 different people under one hat, and with the time crunch or time pressure and deadline to get everything live on air, either for the 6 p.m. newscast or the 11 p.m. newscast, or whatever station you work for, 11 p.m. newscast. And at the beginning, when you are first getting used to that role, it is extremely challenging to do everything all at once and to have all the responsibilities land on your lap. And eventually, though, you become a master at being a one-man band, or an MMJ, multimedia journalist, which is what it's called in the industry. And what I've come to learn is that even though being an MMJ and a one-man band oftentimes put me in situations where life was extremely hard or challenging, and situations where, like I mentioned in episode 1 and 2, there was times of sexual harassment or just harassment in general. It also teaches you to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, self-responsibility, and a lot of discipline and a lot of structure so that you can get your stories live on air in a timely manner. And what I've noticed in my personal life is that because I was under so much pressure to deliver with so much structure and timely manner, and under so much pressure and stress, it became very challenging for me after quitting the news industry to deliver when there was no pressure or time crunch to deliver with certain timelines. And I noticed that planning for the future became kind of um, a struggle for me, because every time that I used to plan for the future in the news industry, it oftentimes the plans would fall through because there was breaking news, there was a different story that I needed to cover, and so on. So that um, kind of became a lesson that I later started to understand, like, oh wow, something that seems so easy, like planning for the future, is really hard for me because I'm not under stress or under pressure to plan for that future anymore. Like, I can actually flow, and I can actually take my time, and I can actually like stop and pause and breathe and take a second to gather my thoughts, my my stories, my like different perspectives, etc. You know, instead when I was in the news industry and under pressure, it was like go, 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 go. You didn't really have time to think. You didn't really have time to evaluate your choices. It was a constant pressure to make choices like on the spot. And so today, as I sit on Mount Shasta and reflect on my previous life experiences and reflect on how far I've come, where I'm at today, where I'm going, how much my life is shifting once more, and how much my life is transforming once again, I am reminded of the importance of, even when I am under pressure, even when I am kind of in situations where I'm being forced to make choices or make decisions, the importance of really sitting with my body, sitting with my choices, and sitting with the freedom and the sovereignty that even when external forces are trying to pressure me to do something or to make a choice or to act a certain way because of their own expectations, I get to sit with my body. I get to sit with what I'm feeling, and I get to sit with my experience and the different perspectives that I bring to the table to add value and to make an informed choice from that space of pure presence and pure self-restraint to act on one's inner knowing as opposed to what people externally are asking you to do. And I don't know if that makes sense for you guys, but I'm sure it'll land as you receive like these lessons that I'm integrating right now as well. And there's so many stories that I want to share as a journalist and from my experience, and so many memories or lessons that want to come to light and be told. But I will continue doing that one step at a time. For right now, I feel like the most valuable thing that I can share today is the importance of, even when you are under pressure, even when you are doing everything yourself and feeling like you can only rely on yourself, or like you don't have support or don't have help, and like you only have to do things yourself, the importance of not outsourcing your choices, and the importance of really sitting with yourself when it feels like everyone outside of you or externally is trying to tell you what to do, what to say, how to act, how to record, how to do this or do that. Really like sitting in pure presence, tuning out external voices, and sitting with your inner knowing and making the best choice for yourself and for everyone involved from that space. And that could be really hard to do when so many voices are trying to tell you what to do or what to say or how to act or how to record again. But it takes a lot of strength and courage to be able to sit with yourself and remind yourself that you always have a choice. Even when it feels like you don't, you always have a choice. As long as you sit in presence, in inner knowing, and as long as you have the capacity and the strength and the courage to tune out for a few seconds those external voices until you receive your own inner guidance, and then you can complement the people that are surrounding you as well and make a choice of your pure essence, your purest and rawest, most loving intentions, and in a way that serves the greatest good of all. So I will leave you with that for the third episode of the Diaries of a Journalist, and stay tuned for more. See you soon. Thank you guys.